hey, this movie fucking sucks.
That's probably a fair thing to say anyway. Hey, this movie has a lot of violence against women, and it culminates in sexual assault, and if you're not up for listening to that, that's okay. Join us in the new year.
We totally understand. Join us in the new year for Atlantis.
Which is probably okay on that front.
My favorite thing about Good Omens is just watching David Tennant's wife talk about how hot he is, just with everyone else. Like, and I'm married to him too, so like, and I'm like, you know what? You don't gotta brag about it.
Welcome to our holiday release of direct-to-video.
Wow.
I'm so glad you've come to join us by the fire this winter, as we watched the beloved holiday classic, Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters.
Part 2 of our Halloween special.
Technically a holiday, so it works.
Oh my god. I have what's a classic holiday drink? Eggnog. I have an eggnog. I don't actually remember what this is. I don't remember. This is a Moscow Mule, actually. Because I have even in alcoholic beverages, I prefer staying socialist. But it's vodka with a ginger beer and a little bit of lemon.
Ginger beer almost seems Christmassy.
Right, tis the season. I also have water here for when things get a little too rowdy.
Yeah. I'm
ready to go. I need to... actually, that's not true. I do need to open up one more website, and that is Wikipedia.
So it's been a rough year. People forgive us, but I find it hilarious that we decided to do themed Halloween episodes and basically release those on the next 2 holidays.
I mean, you know what? To be fair, right? I know, right? Like really nailing that. This movie came out on January 8th, so it is. I guess it's a Christmas movie. I guess. It was released by the Asylum, which is like the guys who did Sharknado.
This movie watches like a movie that was released on January 8th.
Right, I know, right? Oh, I am so sorry. This is the wrong movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought Sharknado was way more competently done than this.
Alright, sorry, give me a second. It's so hard to find this movie because there are so many Hansel and Gretel movies that have come out. Okay, so sorry. This was done by Paramount Pictures, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Both, I think Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer is now owned by Disney, but that's like its own.
There are like 8 million production companies at the beginning of this movie.
Technically this is like part of the like Disney oeuvre now, I guess. I mean, it does star Hawkeye, so fucking take that for whatever it's fucking worth.
I have not seen Jeremy Renner in a lot. Okay.
Motherfucker was in one Oscar award-winning movie, by the way.
But what I also haven't seen is him play a character that wasn't Hawkeye. Like, I was watching this, and, like, in my notes, I just call him Hawkeye. He's just Hawkeye.
It's the same guy. So this film was supposed to come out in 2012, but it was delayed because they were like, oh, Jeremy Renner's in The Avengers and Bourne Legacy.
That makes sense, actually.
So they were definitely, like, trying to cash in.
On Renner fever, I get it.
This movie had a budget of $50 million.
Fuck.
Do you want to know how much it made in the box office, Tony?
I assume it either hugely flopped because it's so bad, or they were right and they released it right by Avengers, and people who just watched Avengers wanted to see more of Jeremy Renner.
Somebody wanted to see more of Jeremy Renner.
Damn.
Like, you know that guy who gets possessed in the movie and doesn't do anything? I want to see more of that guy. You know, the one who kind of doesn't know how to act? This movie made $226.3 million.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to know what else this guy's directed?
okay, we can't do what else has the director directed every episode, but I love it, so let's do it. It's Christmas.
And here's what I'll say. Nothing. Like, this guy has not really done anything else.
Oh.
The one thing that I could say he has, closed my Wikipedia page because Wikipedia is trying to save me from myself. So the director was this guy named Tommy Verkola. He's Norwegian. The only other thing of note he has made is a movie that I know about called Dead Snow 2, Red vs. Dead.
Yikes.
Which is a movie about Nazi zombies fighting communist zombies, in which a man loses his arm and gets a Nazi arm attached. A communist zombie arm attached to his body. And so he has to try to fight the urge to eat people as a zombie, but also his zombie arm really hates Nazi zombies, and that's the whole movie. That's the movie, and he made that movie after this one.
Yeah, it's got the same energy. That feels pretty samey.
Yeah, so... Yeah, this guy is just this guy seems to just be lord of shit, so... I hope he stays in hell. Oh, wait, he's making a comic book movie, I guess.
Which comic book?
Oh, no, he's just writing it. He's not directing it.
I mean, if he wrote this one, then...
He did write this one. That's the thing. He fucking wrote and directed this movie.
We watched... I am shocked at how well this pairs with Van Helsing, actually. Even though I think on almost every level Van Helsing was a better movie.
It was. Yeah.
Even though I think that it was written by the same guy who directed it, they have the same kind of stupid past but future tech energy. They're trying for the same thing, and Van Helsing just hits it better.
And what I'll say is 30 minutes, and this movie is 90 minutes long, and it feels like 4 hours.
It does. I thought it was at least as long as Van Helsing, honestly.
And maybe that's just because my stream kept buffering, so I really had to stew in all of these emotions for a lot longer.
Yeah.
But this movie's 88 minutes long. It's a hair under 90, right? And it Van Helsing, I think it overstays its welcome, but I left this movie being maybe it was a little too hard on Van Helsing. Maybe it was a little too hard on Van Helsing.
Yeah, but... it does leave you with that feeling. I was thinking about that, and I thought, do you know what Van Helsing has? It has a comic relief character that is, genuinely brings comedy relief to the movie.
Also, Van Helsing isn't gross.
Everybody in Hansel and Gretel thinks they're a comic relief character, and none of them are funny, and it's so miserable.
Right, because Van Helsing came out 2004, right? 2003. Mm-hmm. So this is a full decade. How we write jokes in movies in the tens, right?
Right.
People aren't allowed to be funny in movies after 2010. It's everybody is written like a Joss Whedon character. We're bantering.
They all just gotta be quippy.
Yeah, quippy, cheeky one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
and that was probably almost entirely because of Marvel movies.
Right, yeah, we are, this is five years after Iron Man, so, that's just how movies are written now, right? And, also, this movie is so, it's so edgy, right? It's so fucking edgy. Rah! We got fucking, there's a moment, so, let's just start at the beginning of this movie, right?
Let's begin at the beginning.
Fun fact also, this movie was released in 3D. Back when we were doing that shit.
Back before the death of movie theaters.
Yeah, before, Avatar brought 3D movies, into my life, and then, and also took them out of it, I guess.
So, Hansel and Gretel starts with Hansel and Gretel. The story of Hansel and Gretel. It starts
with the story of Hansel and Gretel, they're sort of, right? Because they're these this woman is looking at these demure children, she's fucking Mary, oh my god, hands open, I'm such a good pure woman looking over these children.
Time to toss them in the woods and leave them forever.
Toss them in the woods and leave them there. Sorry kids, eat ass. And there's this the music during all of this is some real Danny Elfman shit, you know? It's like zany, almost Tim Burton-esque, as these kids walk towards this, like, candy CGI, like, house.
Okay, I had a real problem with the candy house, and I don't know if you had the same problem, but it really looks like it sucks.
It looks, if I was a kid, and I don't like candy anymore, but as a kid I fucking love candy.
Sure.
This house has like the appeal of a lollipop in a sewer. Like,
right, it's supposed to look bright and inviting. Like, oh, and then they eat all the candy and then they get captured. But instead, they're like, oh, a house with candy. And they walk in and there's this fucking buck wild looking witch.
This just, like, because witches in this movie are just monsters.
I'm gonna talk about that in a fucking second because it made me furious.
No, yeah, this whole movie is just, like, anger-inducing if you have, like, a fucking soul. Like, so...
But this witch looks like the Wicked Witch of the West, sort of those facial features, but not green. Instead, if she was more mixed with what the evil queen in Snow White looks like after her transformation.
Yeah, like, they look kind of like... I'm trying to, like... This movie has a visual style, and it's like, if you've ever seen, like, any zombie movie that came out in, like, the 2010s, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, like, that kind of style of horror, quote-unquote, zombie action film. 30 Days of Night kind of also hits this similar aesthetic, I think, of just, like, everything is, like, pale and white and gross, and all of the monsters are, like, super pasty and have no color. And, like, that's what these witches are, is they're basically zombies. And by the end of this movie, they're basically fucking zombies.
Except that the witches, as my girlfriend pointed out, and I had to agree with, look pretty Hot Topic-y.
Some of them.
Some of them just kind of look like, they're like, haha, wouldn't it be cool if I was a witch?
Yeah, like, the three, I think the three main witches are really, like, give off, like, Hot Topic goth vibes, for sure. Yeah. But, like, the scene when you get, like the coven of witches, like...
The scene where we actually get some interesting-looking witches, and then they just immediately die?
And yes. We also get, like a bunch of incredibly racist and problematic shit. Like, all in one go, right? And it's just, like... It's like, I don't know... This movie is so all over the place in its design that, like, the only thing I can say about it is that it's trying so hard to be shitty, but in, like, the cool way.
Yeah, but the bad news is it ends up being shitty in a different way, which
we will talk about. And so...
Anyway, first kind of incredibly shitty thing, they do watch this human being burn for a while.
And to which this little girl says, is it hot enough now, bitch? Oh, just love it. Choice. The dialogue in this movie's never going to hit that high again.
That is exactly the type of quote joke that they will use a lot throughout this movie. The person who wrote this movie thinks that saying fuck and saying bitch automatically make whatever you're saying funny.
It's so funny. We're just so... And then we get this weird montage of cool witch hunting adventures, but in, like, old, like, newspaper, like, reel?
Right. Like, pre newspaper.
Like, yeah, like, handwritten by the fucking monks of Devonshire News. Like...
But here's the thing. Even though that's, like, dumb and whatever, it features some animation that I was watching and I was like, this is going to be my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I was absolutely sure. I was like, watching this, I was like, it's all going to go downhill from there. It reminded me of watching The Wild.
I was kind of... I was thrown off by the, like, visual... The visual aesthetic that the witches in these newspapers are given, because the imagery of these witches during this intro segment is, like, a lot and, like, means something, and that this movie really just doesn't care about, like, things having prior meaning or symbolism or, you know, what it means to put two things next to each other and go, huh? Like meaning happens when you do that, fucker. You can't just throw things together, like, to be cool and edgy, like... And then during this part, as I guess these kids become adult witch hunters, like this Danny Elfman music like slowly gets more heavy butt rock electric guitar added to it, and that's just gonna be what this movie sounds like. And we get like a 3D fucking like written and directed by this man, and now we're in the shit. We're in the movie, I guess.
Yeah. So first things first, before anything. Well, I guess it's not before anything, because my first note is that Hawkeye's gun is stupid. I saw that gun and laughed my ass off at how dumb it was.
It looks like... I don't know how to describe it.
It looks like you took a regular gun and wrapped about 3 rolls of black duct tape around it.
It looks like a Nerf gun, but then, like... But you couldn't afford a Nerf gun, so you just made one out of a tree.
Anyway, Hawkeye's got a stupid gun.
He's got a really dumb gun.
And also, only ugly people are witches.
Only ugly people. It's like, because we see this beautiful, like, literally, I guess Jeremy Renner literally just spends his, like, a moment being like you can see when a woman becomes a witch. And it's like, whoa, dude, like... Also, they're immune to magic is a thing that they casually throw out here.
Oh my... No, well, I had a note for that. 5 minutes in, I was like, oh, Gretel's the chosen one. The witch tried to kill her with magic and it didn't work. She's a fucking chosen one. And that is not entirely what they did with it, but it was kind of what they did with it.
It's kind of what they did with it, but not really. Also, I guess technically Hawkeye is also immune to witch magic. They throw that out.
See it, I don't think.
Well, witches never try to just shoot Hawkeye in the chest. They just throw shit at him.
Yeah, he takes some fucking beatings. Like, we keep referencing him as Hawkeye, but you know what he's very bad at is shooting people in this movie. All he does is, like, wrestle them.
Yeah, he does. Sometimes he wrestles them, like, in roofs. Other times he wrestles them in, like, serene ponds.
Uh-huh.
It's just all he does in this movie.
On trees. Hanging from the wackiest looking broomsticks I've ever seen.
They're just sticks. Like, it literally, at one point in the movie, a witch picks up her broom, and I was like, wait, can they just fucking pick up a stick? And it's their broom, but then later it's like, no, that's just what their brooms look like, are like fucking sticks.
Yeah, no, that's more like a rake, I guess.
Like Gandalf's staff, but with like a rake end, yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. Also, Hawkeye is, like, American, and this other woman, Gemma Arterton, is also trying to sound American, but doesn't always nail that. But everyone else is British-ish.
Except sometimes.
Sometimes they're Norwegian or Flemish.
Also, apparently the mayor is a German actor.
Yeah, well, Peter Stormare is Norwegian as fuck, and he's the sheriff. He's the evil sheriff.
The mayor was also the only character who I cared about on any level. I was like, this guy... for some reason, was putting something into his performance.
Yeah, he was giving a very nuanced performance, I think, a very naturalistic, whereas everyone else was like, nah, fuck this.
Right.
But
I think what everybody else was doing was probably more what the director was looking for anyway. But I liked the mayor because he seemed like a fucking normal human being who didn't like kids being kidnapped. I was like, sure, man, I get it. Everybody else is like, we're in an action movie. And he's like, no, this sucks.
We get more, like, edgy dialogue so they basically, they're, like, post 9/11 torturing this woman because they think she's a witch. And these two show up and they're like, we're gonna fucking kill you guys. We're the witch hunters. We do the witch hunting here. Y'all go back fucking home. The dialogue is probably a little worsely written than what I just said.
Yeah, a little bit.
And so the premise here's my problem from the jump of this movie is we just saw them go through a bunch of like witch hunting adventures. As far as I know, this is just another witch hunting adventure. Nothing about this,
right? But for some reason, it's like, okay, over the course of this movie, they will discover about their past, and they'll like take out the most powerful witch, and it's like.
Yeah, like, it really just does feel like they just clocked in 9 to 5, and today just, like, happened to be the day that the boss is doing an inspection, and we just happened to make a movie about this. like, they could have made a movie about a different witch hunting adventure, and it would have been, like, the same.
Or better, because some of those other witch hunting adventures looked more interesting, frankly, and not so fucking samey and boring. And they probably don't have any attempted rapes in them.
Oh my god, we're gonna fucking get to that shit. So
Jesus
they
Christ.
save this they save this woman, and Jeremy Renner is like, go away. I'm not like lamp shopping right now. So what do they do after this?
The mayor tells them that there is a.
That's it. This is right.
The mayor who hired
character at this point
tells them that there is a old cottage in the woods, and that's where they think the witches are hiding out. Because what's been happening is the witches have been kidnapping people or children.
Like, multiple kids have been kidnapped from this town, which is like a pretty bad. You got a plague of kidnapping.
Yeah, it's
you
been
gotta,
like
you gotta
11
stop
kids
that shit.
at this
Watch
point.
that
They're
shit.
like, you gotta do something about these witches. So they go off to fucking fight this witch.
And we get our first real fight scene in this movie, and it's like a dingy bar fight, muddy, incomprehensible fight scene with Harry Potter wand magic.
I will list off my 2 least favorite things that I made notes on in this fight scene. 1, the Gatling crossbow. I don't know why it pissed me off so much. It's not even that much stupider than the one Van Helsing has.
It's literally almost exactly the same as the one Van Helsing has, except for one incredibly stupid addition that we don't get to see until the end of this movie.
The Van Helsing one was at least they set up that he had it.
Because in this movie, they're just walking around in like what is...
They just have this
Yeah, they just
shit.
fucking have it.
And Van Helsing, he like goes to here and they're like, here's where you get all your magic special weapons. And I'm like, okay, sure. This is where he gets all his magic special weapons. You know?
Is the church. Yeah, the church. And also, I guess...
And he has to reload sometimes.
Yeah, and he has to reload sometimes. In this movie, instead of running out of ammunition, like, witches just, like, knock weapons out of their hands, but when they pick them up, they're fully reloaded again. So, like, go off, I guess. Like, we're operating on fucking Doom rules here. We get to see a pair of kind of competent sibling witch hunters. They totally kill this woman.
They do, although they're... Yes, I will say this. The female character actually gets to kill things in this one, which is nice, but on the other hand, they managed to treat her way fucking worse.
That's like the trick of this movie, right? That's the fucking bait and switch. Because like for the first 10 minutes of this movie, it's like a trick. Like, oh, this movie's doing so much. Like, it's a little gross. I think like it's a little too violent for me personally. But like at least they're doing something with this female character. And like the inch of goodwill that having a competent female character, like they fucking go a mile in the other direction.
Yeah.
And it's and like and by the time you get there, it's like too late. You've already watched an hour of this piece of shit.
That's true. Also, that witch is fucking no-clipping throughout this scene. I don't understand. Like, they should have banned her from the server for this.
This movie also has a severe case of, like, characters just showing up where they need to be.
Uh-huh.
But it's a little more subtle, but because of that, it's also way more, like what the fuck just happened?
So they kill the witch.
They go back and they're like, that wasn't the witch. That's just like a fucking fake ass witch.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, it's just there were no kids. She's just a fucking witch. But we did find this chart that has an eclipse of the moon once in a generation, which is the most
whatever that
buck wild thrown
Yeah.
out thing.
What is that? Is that like 15 years, 30 years, 40 years? What are we talking here?
Once in a I feel like there's an eclipse of the moon once every couple months.
Once, yeah, right, like, you know, and, like, I don't know, this movie throws out a lot of, like, words that, like, I guess this writer-director knows witches are associated with, because at one point, the, like, head witch calls it a Sabbath, and it's like, motherfucker, this is not what a Sabbath is.
That's true. Okay, I made the joke that it was a Black Sabbath, because as I was watching it, I was like, because that's definitely what she listens to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is a woman who's, like, really into Slayer.
So that head witch, who we're about to meet, according to my notes... Oh, yeah, because she kills all these other witch hunters that are...
Oh, that's right. Well, before we get there, we learned that that Hawkeye is diabetic.
Do we learn that here? Because I have that later. Do. Okay.
We learn that here while
He's got the diabetes.
Yeah, they're in, like, a meeting or whatever, and while he's talking to the mayor, his, like, wristwatch starts making a noise, and he just walks off and, like, injects himself in the thigh, and it's like, oh, he's diabetic.
Yeah. Even though we did not actually see him eat that much candy.
Yeah.
Like, way to half-ass it with that prologue scene if you're gonna make him diabetic. Also, why did you make him diabetic? That's such a weird thing to have done.
Later, the love interest character is like, "Oh, you have the sugar sickness," and I'm like, "There's no way that people know what fucking diabetes is in this fucking
No,
like."
no. I mean, for one thing, it was called the wasting disease before we knew what it was,
or just dropsy, you know.
Also, Hawkeye is like type 2 diabetic because that's the one you get from like eating a bunch of candy.
Yeah, but this motherfucker is like fucking Paul Blart Mall Cop. If he doesn't take his fucking medicine, he just collapses. Just is incapable. Like, no, I'm Paul Blart Witch Hunter. I can't do witch hunting if I haven't taken my medicine. I'll die. Like, what? How do you know?
It is precisely as in Paul Blart Mall Cop, which is a poll that nobody listening is gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, unless they do.
Unless they do.
So this fucking sheriff is like, these witch hunters are gonna rob us blind. Here's a large sack of money. I'll give it to you fucking randos if you go kill these witches. And these guys just get owned.
They get murdered by, and I wrote this down, I was like, why is this witch hot? That's cheating. And it turns out it is cheating. But also, it's crazy that they never came upon somebody who just made herself hot sometimes, because that actually seems pretty fucking basic.
Right, I know, it seems like a really, like, if one of the first things being an evil witch does is make you ugly, I feel like the second thing you do is figure out how to keep yourself pretty, right?
Right.
You gotta take that youth potion, whatever the fuck.
Plus, you've played D&D.
Yeah. It's like a level 2 spell.
It's like a really low-level spell to just, like, make yourself look good.
And this evil witch character is played by, what's her name? Famke Janssen.
Okay.
Who played Jean Grey in the X-Men movies.
Did she act better in those movies?
No.
Cool.
It's kind of the same character, actually, by the time we get to X3.
I was thinking that it might be, from what I know of Jean Grey, never, in my mind, the most interesting character.
I don't want to shit on this woman too hard. She's like a career actress. She, like, clearly has been in a shit ton of
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, that's fair. Again, it's probably the direction. Nobody is giving a good, performance in this movie.
But on top of that, I do think that the X-Men movies are the best thing she's been in.
Yikes.
She was in the Taken movies as somebody. I think probably as Liam Neeson's wife or something.
Anyway, Hawkeye tries out of his piss fetish on a random woman.
And she's not having it, and we get the killer line of him just, like, absolutely just being like, I don't understand, why don't women just want to fuck me? And it's like, you know what, dude? Don't, like, I feel like not talking... Yeah, maybe it's because you suck, and also just, like, don't talk about piss, man. Like, that's at least second date conversation that you have to be having. That's not, I just met you, you know, and this is crazy.
But one time this witch pissed acid all over me. Like...
And I honestly still don't really know how I feel about that.
Anyway, now we find out that they have a fan.
We meet this fucking fanboy character who I vaguely recognize, because I feel like he's played this poor actor has probably played this exact character in like 500 things.
What this character is supposed to be is clearly modeled as he is the plucky, jokey sidekick character.
He's supposed to be the comic relief.
Unfortunately, he is in this movie for about 2 scenes, max, and does and says nothing through most of them. Like, it's...
I think the most significant thing he does is sexually harass this woman.
Yeah, and that gets overshadowed really quickly. Because my first thought was like, oh, that's gross. Why are they doing this? And then the next scene was like 100% worse.
So we meet this fanboy. He's like, "Can I get a signature on my old newspaper clippings?" There's a lot of just pointless dialogue here, and then
just some garbage nonsense.
One of the dudes that gets owned walks in and he just fucking explodes blood all over them, and we smash cut to these Hellraiser witches. And
Andy, you have to know that is exactly what I called them.
Yeah,
well, okay.
Okay,
so I just had the one that I nicknamed Hellraiser Witch. You know, the one with the pointy hair and the lines.
Yeah, right, I know. She literally just looks like Pinhead or something.
Yes.
It's wild. Like, how did they get away with this? we really get like the first of many scenes in which we're just traumatizing child actors. Because like they're just like shoving things into this kid's mouth and dragging him around, and then they like fake cut his head off and then eat like kid soup.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe you reminded me of the main plot, which is all the witches are trying to be immune to fire. Do you know what's infuriating about that? Is that here's it makes me so mad because, spoiler, the final witch, they don't kill with fire. In fact, there is one witch that they killed with fire, and it was when they were babies.
They were a baby.
They
talk about...
They were wee babies, and these witches want to be immune to fire, but, like, what does it fucking matter if you're immune to fire if you could just die by bullets? I don't understand why the spell wasn't to make them immortal, like you would do if you, like, had any... like any idea of what decent writing looks like behind your movie. In Van Helsing, he wanted to make a race of immortal beings, and I got it. I understood. It wasn't good, but it made sense.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, like, it was wild, it was baffling, but, like, I get it. You're gonna take over the world, and you're gonna have a race of vampires, and you're gonna show dominance over God! And, like, I'm there. I'm with you.
That's one.
I got it.
She's like, we'll never have to worry about fire again. We never actually see them worrying about fire.
Like, motherfucker, like, you need to be worried about shovels. Where's your fucking potion that makes you immune to shovels? Right? Like...
Or all your friends need to be immune to crossbow bolts. Like...
like, immune to bullets. Like, something better. Like, I feel like fire is pretty easy to be immune to. Just don't be fucking near it.
Yeah.
Be a little wet all the time, and don't be near it, and you're good. Like, you know, don't hang around next to hay bales and shit.
Yeah.
Once gasoline gets invented, things get a little harder, but, like, whatever, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Even so, here's the thing about killing something with fire. Fire is also dangerous to regular humans.
I'm weak to fire. I'm pretty fucking weak to fire.
Yeah.
Not like Tony over here, who's completely immune.
Well, it's... I was gonna make another piss joke. As a callback to the Hawkeye thing, and I was like, no. That's the other thing. This movie's rated R, which obviously, but it needs to be rated PG-13 to find its audience.
This movie is clearly for, like, edgy teens.
Right.
And but I don't know. I watched this movie when I was a teen.
If they just said fuck like a million times less, they probably could have swung a PG-13 rating, which is what everybody wants for their movies.
I watched this movie as a teen. I was 17 when this movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
I rented this shit. Like, I wanted to see what this movie was, and I fucking hated it as a teen who was into edgy shit. Like, I think even the audience that this movie couldn't find with an R rating wouldn't really buy into it.
No, I think you're probably right, but at least they would have watched it. Like, I don't understand the R rating. I don't understand all the fucks in this movie. Like, it doesn't
just all the bloody violence.
Yeah.
Like, it's so egregious and it's so gross, but it's not gross in like a fun way. It's gross in like a Saw way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like watching this movie is just not fun. There's no fun in this movie.
Speaking of no fun, it's time for them to hunt the Hellraiser witch, who I really thought was gonna die at the beginning of this scene. Like, right at the beginning, I was like, oh, they're gonna kill the Hellraiser witch, and then they didn't, and I don't know, it annoyed me.
So we start off this sequence with, like, Hawkeye is, like, shopping for pumpkins, and he gets, interrupted by this lamp.
Okay, can I talk about something?
What's up?
There was something that I wouldn't say it bothered me, but I kept noticing it throughout the scene. Is there are these, like, 4 ducks. And they weren't with anybody. They were just wandering down the street. And I was like, why are those ducks just alone? Whose ducks are those? Come get your ducks.
They're just wild ducks, man.
No, they were domestic ducks. They were white.
Nah, they're not bothering anybody, man.
Anyway, that's what I noticed. I thought that this was the scene where we learned Hawkeye has the diabetes.
So this is the scene where they really walk us through it, which is like, his thing goes off, he, like, gets really tired, and if he doesn't take his medicine, he'll die, because, because he will. They don't explain it other than, like, modern audiences will know what diabetes is, and also that this is not how diabetes works.
No, absolutely not. And the funny thing is, why... The funny thing is, insulin's not invented yet, right? And I know that's me poking holes in the movie it's just a mesh movie. Like, I can't poke holes in it. None of this stuff's invented yet. But it's so weird to have done.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know, like, it's such a choice, and you didn't have to...
The thing is, conceptually, I understand the other thing in this movie, which is like, hey, what if after Hansel and Gretel killed the witch, they grew up to be witch hunters because they learned witches were real and they need to be killed? And I'm like, okay, I get that. I understand what you're saying. But the next part is, hey, Hansel ate a lot of candy, right? What if he was diabetic then? It's like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean? What are you like? It's like. Listen, I get it. Like, you've written a story in which there are no stakes. There's, like, no premise. There's no theme. Mm-hmm. Everything about this is surface level. But, like, what do you gain from this? Like, what? It's not like, what are we supposed to fucking feel sorry for this guy who just beats the shit out of women because he has diabetes? Oh no! Like, what? Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
What are you saying? And, like, I don't know, like, this woman is just, like, wandering over and really just giving, hey, I want to fuck you vibes to Hawkeye, and Hawkeye's like, I'm not into it right now.
And I don't understand it. I think it's supposed to be kind of like an Indiana Jones thing, where we see him kind of be, like he gives off the vibe of a womanizer, but as soon as as he interacts with an actual woman, he's like, oh, I don't know what to do. Except Hawkeye is not selling it at all. It just seems like he does not care about her.
What I got out of it was, I don't care about this woman, and I honestly, the only thing that really gets me there is killing witches.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep pushing away this person who's good at holding pumpkins, I guess. And so we then cut. Now we get to see the plan, which is they lure this Hellraiser witch.
It's so dumb.
With the classic ye old fake child record player.
the great thing. So this is my problem with the movie, I guess. If this wasn't just something they did, but something that first they had to plan for, like if we had a scene where they had to make a child fake cry, I would have been much happier.
I would have loved it if there was, like, a scene where you just see, like, Hawkeye or Gretel in the background just, like harassing this child until it cries with, like, a weird device up to it, and the mom being like, what the fuck are you doing to my kid?
No, it's okay, we got it.
Then it would make sense at the end of toward the climax of the film, when everybody thinks that they're the problem, right? Because, like, yeah, you've been harassing this town.
Yeah, that would...
But, like, that would be good. They just have this record on tap. They probably have multiple copies.
Yeah, so they have a lost child record. And
yeah. I made sure to pick up Mozart's Lost Child Crying record number 4 at the last town.
This witch is fucking dumb. She just wanders over there, takes the record, and stands there.
And then to be fair, they're not great at fighting either. So, like, we get a fight scene here. We get a Matrix dodge of all things in the year of our Lord 2013.
Uh-huh.
Like, 13 years after that movie came out, like, we knew you can't do that in film anymore. Like, The Matrix did it 3 times. No one else can do it.
Yeah, it's too Matrix.
Maybe Equilibrium can do it, but, like, no one else.
All the fight scenes are so long and gratuitous, and they're like, haha, we're an action movie. And it's like, just...
And it's like, it's boring.
It's just boring. Ugh.
At one point, she hops on her rake, and, like, and somehow Hawkeye runs ahead of her while she's flying on her broom and hits her off with this stupid fucking gun.
Yeah.
And then he gets mad at his sister for no reason, ties himself to the broom, and they somehow catch her. I don't remember, honestly, how this fight scene is.
Who cares? Oh, no, I remember. I actually do remember. I remember because I was like, why does that guy have a taser? And it's because it's their taser. Because this random guy, and I don't know who he is.
Never before in the history of cinema has anyone been marked for death like this man, who gets no name.
He seems to not get a name. All he does is, like, be the most competent person in this fight scene by going off screen and being like, you know what this calls for? A taser! And then tasing the witch.
We get another post 9/11 torture scene, and we just watch like Hawkeye beat the shit out of this woman for nothing. We get like more edgy dialogue. And he proceeds to then punch this woman with brass knuckles now, because that's going to change things.
It's so fucking wild. It's like, if she's apparently sold her soul to the devil,
or whatever it takes, or just got into magic. I honestly don't know. They don't set up what the stakes are to becoming a witch in this movie.
In my mind, if your like skin has to rot away or whatever, you've got to be dealing with demons on some level, right?
But that's the thing, right? Is there are good witches too, and they don't have to sell their soul to the devil, or maybe they do. Like, that's the thing, right? Is the only difference between a good witch and a bad witch is bad witches do bad shit, and that makes them look ugly, which is its own veil of problematic shit that we've talked about.
That's not the only difference, because apparently good witches are also allowed to do the bad spells. And it was like, why is that allowed?
What? No, like, you can't. There has to be rules, right? Like if you're gonna have fucking good Jedi and bad Jedi in your fucking fake-ass witch hunting movie, you gotta set, like, what makes the bad ones bad? Why?
Yeah, that's fair.
They're ugly, that's why. But, like, that's not enough, because ugly seems to be a symptom of the disease that is being a witch, right?
Yeah.
But I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because unless you're a fucking witch hunter, if you're a woman who does magic, like, you're gonna fucking die, so I don't know, who cares?
Yep. So, speaking of witches, the other witches know that that Hellraiser witch is captured.
So they go save her.
They blow up a thing, like of the town hall or an inn or somewhere important. Somewhere big and important to distract everybody. And then they break in to save the witch. Oh no, Hawkeye has to go try to stop the last kid from being kidnapped.
Yeah.
And so he gets into a fight with one of the witches, and the other witch fucking walks into the sheriff's office, and Gretel is pointing her fucking ridiculous crossbow at her, and she starts talking, like, final boss talking at her. Like, finally we meet. And I was like, shoot her. Just shoot her. Why aren't you shooting her? And the reason is she doesn't know she's a witch because Gretel apparently has 2 brain cells that don't always spark at the same time.
Yeah, like, who is this woman all clad in leather? What could she be? What could her deal be? Is she another witch hunter?
But they've never seen a witch be pretty before, is the fucking obnoxious thing.
How could they have known? But so she... this man totally dies. This helper guy totally gets owned. Wait. Before that happens, doesn't she make a kid shoot her own mom?
Yes.
His own mom? That happens, and then...
Which was a bad scene, but I did kind of like how it set up how this other guy died. I was like, okay, I get it. The way that guy died was almost a good scene.
Almost, but also, like, he doesn't have a name. We don't know who this guy is.
It's like, if I cared about him more. Yeah, and she makes the kid shoot his father or mother or something, and then kidnaps the other kid,
a little
I think.
girl. Oh, they have this, like, fucking, like, kind of decent detective-ing thing where they figure out that they're kidnapping 12 kids, 1 for each month, 6 boys, 6 girls. Whatever.
They figure it out
not
really
anything.
fucking quickly in a sort of... It reminded me of Batman 66 a little bit. They attacked us from the sea. Sea for Catwoman.
But here's the thing. We are 30 minutes into this movie. They have figured out how this movie is going to end, but it is going to take us so long.
Oh my god.
But we figure it out now. At one point, Gretel pulls a knife out of the front of her gun, and I'm just like, why would you keep that there? Point with the knife fucking pointed into the gun, and not, out. Bayonets have existed for centuries. Like, the moment guns were invented, we were like, let's slap a knife on this bitch, right? Like, why not just do that? Well, why would you have to manually pull... I don't understand. She totally gets owned. This witch is like, I'm gonna kill you, throws her out her window, kills this dude, and Gretel gets saved by the nerd.
Yeah, which is only to set up the awful scene that's gonna follow.
Totally terrible scene that's gonna follow.
Hawkeye gets goes on a ride with the other witch, and she fucking owns him and leaves him in a tree to die. Like, I don't see any to talk about that scene any further. It was whatever. It was another boring action scene.
It was another. It was kind of it was honestly a wildly misogynistic action scene. Like, because there's I don't know. There's like a moment where he just like kicks her in the vagina, and it's clearly supposed to be so funny that he did that. But it's like, I don't care. Stop it. Like, stop it, movie. Stop. And we get like the morning after, where like all these townspeople are for some reason blaming Hansel and Gretel for all this shit.
Yeah, they're like, and the sheriff's like, you brought the witches here. And it's like, how did they bring the witches? The witches were already kidnapping the kids.
They were 11 out of 12 almost there when they got there. Like, that is so many kids to be kidnapped. What are you talking about?
The infuriating thing is also Hansel and Gretel later never try to be reasonable about it.
Well, they never give a shit about this town, right? Like, when they enter that town, they call them a bunch of hicks, which is not a word that I think existed at the time. But like they don't give a shit about these people, and they shouldn't. But also, I don't know, there are heroes, so maybe they should.
So then the sheriff kills the mayor because he's like, I don't know, fucking cops.
Why not? Yeah, seriously, like, he has the right to do it, I guess. So the mayor's dead. Gretel wakes up.
There's this cool, fun, awesome, creepy, gross, near molestation scene. It's bad. It
is like a weird foreshadowing of things to come.
Yeah, and like the next scene over, Christ.
We have like a moment where he's like, hey, so what actually happened to your parents? And she's like, we don't talk about that.
And it's like, oh, okay, foreshadowing, I get it.
Where's my brother? Smash cut to her brother, who is stuck in a tree, and this like hot woman who's been following him around is there.
Yep, Miss Not a Witch.
Yeah, hey, I'm totally not a witch. Do you need some help? And he's like, I don't need help from a woman. And then he falls out of the tree and is like, I kind of need help.
Yeah, so she, the woman who I'm sure has a name, but I do call Miss Not a Witch in my notes, sure knows a lot about healing water and goes to get him healed in the healing water.
No. We're not there yet.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, Gretel walks into the woods and screams. Just yells, just like, Hansel! And it's like, why would that?
Where is he?
Why would that find it? It says
so now we get to the most, like, what the fuck was this guy thinking part of this movie?
Yeah.
In which we are cutting back and forth between Hansel totally getting it on with Miss Not a Witch in this pond.
Yes.
And Gretel getting, like, brutally attacked, beaten, and, like, assuming, like, had the scene gone on any longer, like, she would have been sexually, like, molested and possibly, like, raped. Like, we should put a trigger warning at the beginning of this fucking episode.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it.
The sheriff's taking off his pants. Like, it's fucking
He
dumb.
literally dies with his pants down. Like, that's how far into this awful shit we get. But the thing is the movie is intercutting this scene.
Yes, it's like, oh, it's the same thing. Hawkeye gets to have this positive sexual encounter while Gretel is, like, thrown to the ground and beaten, which is literally the best way I can phrase that.
The thematic implications of this are so astounding, but this movie is too busy being so fucking edgy, like, to care, right? All it cares about is rewarding this guy with sex while punishing this woman. Like, holy fucking shit. What are you doing here? What is this? How could you possibly write this?
Yeah,
write this, direct this, film this, get this into editing, and nobody at any step of the way was like, hey, maybe this is a fucking thing that we're doing that we should not be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, they gave this man $50 million to do this? We have 30 minutes left of this movie, but at this point I really felt like I aged 5 years. Like,
you know, I had this note later, and I feel like I want to mention it now, actually. Because it was something I didn't realize until I watched most of the movie. So, in the original story of Hansel and Gretel, Gretel is the hero. She outsmarts the witch and is able to save her brother and get them both back home. Now, it's not really framed as that, but she is the one who does all the stuff.
Yeah.
And in this movie, they really try to systematically take all of that away from her. Yeah, she gets to kill witches, but they also make sure that she gets violently beat and is constantly, like, kidnapped and put in distress so that other people can save her. It is really miserable, and I would love for these action movies to just start caring about their female characters. But it's like, this story is so old. It's older than we even know about, because obviously it wasn't originally written by the Brothers Grimm. But
yeah, I mean, none of the stories, I think, were
right.
Like, that's the point.
But it was already a story that, like, basically just had a strong female character being a strong female character, and when they made it into a movie, they were like, we ought to get rid of that. It sucks. Yeah. It's miserable. It's just, and that is, again, that's literally the best way to look at it, because that's looking at it from like a literary lens. If you look at it under any other lens, where you have to examine these characters as actual people, it's way worse.
Because, and it's the thing, right? It's like, you know what? And like, going back to this thing that you said, like, about this, like, woman being the hero, mm-hmm. right? Like, which should ostensibly be the good thing, an inch of goodwill. It's like, I blame Kill Bill for this, because I think that's the movie that really started this idea that, like, in order for a woman to be competent, to be an action hero, to be as competent as her male peers, she has to be traumatized.
Yeah.
And, like, And the implication in this movie is that, like, up until this point, Gretel has been competent without that compromise, but, like, that was just a ticking time bomb, right? Like, it was always going to happen, and it's like, you didn't have to do it. You could have just had, like a competent female character who didn't have to be so horrendously treated, and because you chose to do it. As the writer, you made that choice, and you could have not done it. And honestly, if this scene wasn't in the fucking movie, it wouldn't have changed a goddamn thing anyway.
Nope. Although this is how she meets Edgar.
Is it Edgar? I thought it was Edward. I wrote Team Edward all over my notes.
It could be Team Edward. Frankly, I didn't have captions on. I was kind of far away, and this movie is a bit mumbly. So
it's a very
and that character's also a lot mumbly.
A lot mumbly. It's just like a voice actor through a lot of modulation.
So he's a troll. And he also knows about the healing waters. Everybody fucking knows about these healing waters.
He also knows that she's a witch, because he mentions that.
Yeah, she asked him why he helped, and he said trolls help witches, and then fucking books it, just leaves.
Like, not helping that much, though.
Right. And then, this was so weird to me, they just both independently find their house.
Yeah, this is wild.
It's like, I don't understand. They didn't seem to know that they were where they were at was basically their old hometown.
Well, at this point, Gretel suspects, because when she was talking to the nerd boy, she points to, like, a newspaper clipping of a woman who she recognizes as being her mom, even though the illustration kind of looks nothing like her.
That is true. But, yeah, it is her mom.
But we get our sibling reunion. We only have 30 minutes left in this movie. And you're not going to believe that by the time we get to the end. So they find out that their mom... sorry.
Not yet.
The evil witch shows up.
Yeah.
And she's like, time for me to monologue a little bit more. And tells them what actually happened to, quote, their whore of a mother, end quote.
Yeah. God, this movie hates women.
This movie, I have to assume that it's this director, because he fucking wrote it. Like, this guy hates women. He hates them so much. It's, like, palpable by the time we get to the end of this movie.
Yeah, it's real unpleasant.
She explains to them that,
God,
what?
Like, I would honestly kill just for these sort of like, way more bland misogyny of Van Helsing. Where it's like, oh, we put the woman in, but she's gotta die at the end, and she barely does anything.
She's gonna die at the end. Right, but that's the thing, right? Is I don't want to give credit to Van Helsing, but Van Helsing's misogyny came from a place of just, like, not thinking about it.
I think that's true.
Right? Like, Van Helsing's misogyny came from a place of, like, I'm a dude writing a movie, and I just didn't think about what this implies about women, because why would I? But this... Like, this director is, like, actively making decisions about these characters that and pushing that line I do think a lot of it comes from a place of, like, isn't this so fucking, like, edgy and funny?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just bad, and it's like, there's no amount of, like, thought or pathos or anything put into it. It's just surface level violence towards women, and it revels in it.
Yes. On the point of edgy and funny, I laughed exactly one time at this movie, and it was at the very beginning when Hawkeye pulled out his fucking stupid gun. I was like, this gun's so dumb. And then I didn't even smile throughout the rest. Good lord, it's a slog.
I was, like, so grim the entire time I was watching this. I was like, I think I must have had, like, the angriest look on. I gave myself a headache because my eyebrows were, like, so, like, tense from just the face that I was making while I was watching this. Okay, so she explains that their mom was a good witch and they were going to take her heart, but she was too powerful. And good witches, I guess, apparently are bloodlines, because that's why Gretel has, like, so much power, and they're going to use her heart instead.
Right, and
but
it's
then
also
their
why
parents
Hawkeye
left
is
them in the
immune to
woods.
magic. Why they're both immune to magic,
Yeah,
I guess.
they're both immune to magic, yeah. Because you know, like just like Star Wars Episode 9, like, you know, you're just born powerful.
Did not watch it, but I assume that's how it happened.
You're good, man. You don't got it. It's fine. Where even were we?
Their mom's a white witch.
Oh, right. Their mom's the Great White Witch. So the townspeople burn her mom at the stake because she wouldn't dare use her powers to protect herself or hurt people.
Yeah, it seems wild because apparently... Okay, so later we find out white witches can apparently do, like boom magic. So, like, why didn't she do some magic and get out of there? Why did she send her kids away and not go with them?
Why didn't she fight for her kids?
Why didn't her husband, if she needed to be burned at the stake because, like, she was like, oh, there's no way we're escaping this, it'll just follow me. Why did her husband go back? Why didn't he escape with the kids? Why was his wife apparently more important than the kids who were just left to die in the woods? Like, it's supposed to be that they were protecting them, but he left them to die in the woods.
Yeah, he really did just leave. Like, listen, I love you kids, but you know what? I love more my wife, so let me go fix that. This was her idea, now I'm gonna go do my idea.
Yeah, and it's miserable because we do get to see her being burned at the stake and him being hanged. And it's like, again, this movie is just so weak the whole time.
At this point in the movie, I genuinely don't know what this movie wants me to think is funny and what this movie wants me to think is serious emotional times, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, just a little while ago, like, Gretel had, like, a weird missed connections with this troll. I don't know. Like, this movie it just has no substance, and so it's really hard to tell, like, are we watching this man choke to death in front of his burned up skeleton of a wife? Is this supposed to be funny or sad? I don't know, movie. I'm just grimacing the whole time now. I'm just angry.
Side note, do you know what actually did hit the funny witch being burned to death was Good Omens. So...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they definitely nailed that.
I gotta cut that out, too, because I have to cut out all the Good Omens stuff.
Just slide that in at the end.
So anyway, they get into a fight. I think Gretel gets kidnapped.
A fight is not what happens.
Oh, they get thrown around.
They get thrown around. Hansel gets stabbed and Hawkeye falls into the basement and Gretel gets kidnapped because the time is now. She's no longer allowed to be competent.
Sure. So then Hansel is awoken by not a witch, and he's immediately violent again. But she has healed him, and he's like, "Oh my god, you're a witch!" And then she describes what a white witch is after we just learned what a white witch is, which is super cool.
She describes the concept of a person being good.
Yeah, it's just fucking.
And he's like, and his facial expression is like, I don't understand. People can be good. I don't get it. And it's like, dude, it's seriously not that fucking hard. She finds a MacGuffin and they go to Nerd Boy.
What? I knew that they were going to go back to him because of the kind of movie this is, except for the weird molestation thing, which I kind of thought would have gotten him off any, like, friends lists.
Well, he didn't know, right? He didn't know that he did that.
You know who knows Gretel? Apparently he's part of the team at the end.
So, right, at the conversation would have come up. Here's the thing. At this point, I was really taking, like, really 50-50 on, like, which one of these two characters, this kid or this love interest, was going to die.
Oh, I didn't think it would be the kid for a second, because I was like, no, he's too a kid.
Well, yeah, but, like, Constantine totally murders Shia LaBeouf, and that scene's fucking awesome. So
Constantine was a different movie.
Yeah, but maybe I just wanted that. Like, no, just kill this fucking shitty nerd kid. we can keep this woman around, you know.
No. What it is there are two kinds of women, Andy. I guess three kinds of women. There's the type of woman who gets beaten up but gets to be a hero now because she's traumatized. And then there are, bad women. Ooh, no. And then there's too good for this world. And she's too good for this world. She's dead.
Yeah, she is too pristine and beautiful and white.
She's literally a white witch. Like, what do you want?
But she's not gonna make it to the end of this movie.
Oh, I was also pretty pissed about the white witch thing, as though Wizard of Oz hadn't invented that. It's like, you can't just, like, put stuff in from everywhere.
Wizard of Oz isn't a fairy tale, it's a fucking book. Like,
right.
You can't do that. Like, take something from another Grimm's fairy tale. You could have even just called her, like, a fairy, right? Like, that's a thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't have hated that.
She's a fairy godmother or whatever the fuck.
Sure.
We start blessing a bunch of these guns to shitty Doom music. These ye old copper and silver point bullets. We cut to Gretel, who is in the coven with all these kids, and Edward, the good troll, is like, I wish I could help you, but I can't. So she's still kidnapped. They spend, like, I guess all night and all morning razor wiring this forest.
Which was, honestly, the one thing they did that they'd actually set up. Like, it was the one action scene thing that they were like, we should probably say that this exists before it. And it did the best kind of foreshadowing you can do, which is make me completely forget about it because I was not interested in it the first time. And then be like, ooh, it comes back. But the thing is, the scene where it comes back is also not interesting. And it's just like, great, they got to kill a couple more witches.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, hey, I guess I watched Resident Evil 5 years ago. Yeah, let's do it. At this point, he's like, all right, kid, the adults are gonna go have our big fucking hero moment, so you stay here and take this stupid folding gun. It folds so that instead of being egregiously long, it's egregiously fat. And so he stays there with this gun that honestly looks better than Hansel's actual, like, walking, like, his daily driver, but, like, but whatever. They set up a big chain gun, and then Hansel tries to do, and, like, this is really the part where if I was a casting person, and I cast this guy to be a hero in my Marvel movie, and I saw him try to do this, like, big hero speech, I'd be like, oh, we gotta get this guy out. This guy cannot handle this kind of scene with any kind of presence or charisma or gravitas. He is just like a blank piece of wet cardboard. But whatever, I guess we're just going to let him stick around for all of these other movies, and there's going to be a moment where we could have gotten rid of him, and instead we're going to get rid of this character who hasn't been allowed to have her own fucking movie until after this one. I guess that's what we're doing. We're geniuses over here at fucking Marvel. This guy gets to stick around, I guess.
Remember, though, that he also got to be an edgelord for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, you got to pretend to be in this movie again for the first 20 minutes of that 3-hour-long disaster. So,
I actually liked that movie. It's just...
I liked that movie fine when I watched it, but as time has gone on, like, choices were made that really have soured me on it.
I need to watch it again and make sure that the Captain America thing is as stupid as I think it is.
No, it is. It is as stupid. It is as stupid as you think it is. It's so dumb. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay back in time and not stop the world.
That it couldn't. that couldn't happen.
That's not how it works. That time travel is not like Back to the Future, but also, like, you can't say that line and then also just make time travel like in Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's
you dumb pieces of shit.
Yeah, especially because I'm pretty sure that was the basis that they were using to release all the different Marvel, like, TV shows and things that are in, like, different time
Yeah,
lines.
for sure. But also, you could have just let Captain America die, right? Like, we could have just killed... Like, if this is what... Like, I would rather he have died than that. That what he did, which is, such a weird choice. We really don't want to talk about this movie.
Remember when he made out? Right, remember that second Captain America movie where he made out with his old girlfriend's daughter?
Well, then he just went back in time and made out with his old girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it's fine, and it's not weird.
It's not weird.
It's
that
not
woman
weird.
won't exist anymore in this timeline. Way to go there, Cap.
Oh, God, I guess so.
Right? Unless he, lets his wife go off and boff somebody else.
Well, no, I thought she was a niece, which means that she's his
might have been a niece.
wife's sister's daughter.
Might mean she exists.
We're still in hazy territory, though.
God, there's so much I got.
Wait, did he make out with his own granddaughter?
No, Captain America hasn't fucked. It's just...
Yeah, he's not allowed to have sex.
No, he's too American.
Celibate to the end. Honey, I know we've been married for 78 years, but, no, still no. We're not allowed. Where did these two kids come from?
Anyway, they kill the witches.
Oh yeah, sorry. We just mow down this room full of women. We're just gunning them down with guns. And here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of mentioned this earlier, right? If your whole thing is we are people who are experts in hunting a type of monster, you have put yourself in a position where at this point in the movie, these witches are defenseless against your guns. You're just killing women with guns. This is just a scene where we are just mowing down women with a chain. And it's fine. It's okay because it's a beautiful white woman doing it, so it's fine. Feminism TM, right? But that's just what this movie has turned into. And the thing is visually, what we're doing here is we're saying that this room full of women who are ugly and who are disabled and who are different and who are black and who are not white.
One of them is just fat. Not even really fat. Just let herself go a little.
That is their crime, right? Is not being a beautiful white woman.
Right.
And it's a lot. And it goes on for so long.
It is
very long. 20 minutes of just mowing down women with guns. And at one point, the troll saves Gretel, but then he gets thrown off a cliff, and honestly, that was probably the one time I went, not in a happy way, but in a, sure, that's something, I guess.
Yeah.
And then she gets her crossbow and just her gun that shoots 90 degrees to the left and right, killing her allies instantly.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Just makes its debut here in this moment.
It's a crossbow that shoots in two directions at once.
Have you ever aimed a gun forward and thought, what if I killed the people standing next to me? That's what this'll do for you, man. And then at some point, Hansel, like a Nazi officer, executes Hellraiser Witch and just gets blood all over these kids. So,
Yeah, and do you know the most obnoxious part to me was they were still quipping. And I was at this point, you're just a serial killer.
You are the height of monstrosity.
If you kill somebody, a human being, I don't care if they sold their soul to the devil. If you murder them and then make a funny joke about how you just killed them, you're a sociopath. At best!
It's bananas. It is we're talking the end of Sherlock season 3 kind of just execution followed by quip shit. And it goes on, and they do it again and again and again, and it's how long are we going to do this until this movie ends?
So Gretel, for some reason, knows that electricity can restart a heart.
Oh, we're not there yet.
I wish we were.
Because Gretel first has to pick up a chain whip from out of nowhere and kill this witch in 3D.
I remember that scene now. Good lord.
And then we get to watch all these witches that are escaping. No, you still got to be punished. Fly right into this razor wire. We get that joke twice. And at this point, I literally wrote, I'm so bored, I just want this movie to end. But yeah, okay, now let's talk, now we're there. Now we're there. Finally. This is 30 minutes of just boring, violent action scene.
Yeah, so she uses her taser to restart a troll's heart. And I don't even think that would work on a human. But it works on this troll. Whatever, I don't care.
And he's made of tougher stuff, because, this movie cares more about this ogre than any women.
Fair.
We gotta bring him back. Why didn't they try that with the Good Witch, I wonder? If it can fix being thrown off a cliff, I'm sure it can fix getting stabbed with a wand. Just leave her.
It's because she has a dramatic... Oh my god. It's because she has a dramatic goodbye scene where she gets to say the word bitch. Like, that's okay now because she said it.
Feminism, TM.
Feminism, TM.
Bafflingly, this movie is not fucking over because the, lead bad witch has managed to escape the razor wire.
Fanboy shoots her, and I was hoping that this would have sort of that...
I did it, I got her.
That, I kind of hoped it would have that sort of, bait and switch killing the boss monster move, where, the character you that we spent no time with kills it, like in Men in Black.
Yeah, I also wish that this movie ended here.
Yeah, me too. So bad.
But no, we got another somehow we got 10 more minutes of movie left. So we got the candy house, we gotta bring that back.
But why? And also, this candy house scene, again, would have worked better if before it looked,
it honestly looks better.
But
it looks
now,
better now.
It should be, all rotten and gross now when it was amazing before, but...
Now it just looks like it melted a little bit and got spray painted gray.
Yeah, it just looks like a house.
And honestly, again, I think it kind of looks better. We get the most I said this line for the trailer line I have ever heard in my life, which is Hawkeye. They walk up to this house. Hawkeye is flanked by Not a Witch and Nerd Boy.
Uh-huh.
And he's just like, whatever you do, don't eat the fucking meat. And it's fuck off. Fuck you.
I think that's
get out of here.
I also think that's when I made my note that everyone in this movie thinks the word fuck is clever. Because, that line would have worked exactly the same. And then Gretel walks up, she's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And it's like, I get it. You're fucking cool. Go into the goddamn house. So
I was half expecting the word fuck to shoot out of her mouth in 3 fucking D by this point. I do want to point out that up until this point, up until this egregious fight scene, none of that shit was in this movie. And now it's just left and right, all over the place. It's wild. Are you okay? Did I kill you?
I was just thinking, look, I swear a lot.
I do.
But I don't do it because it's cool. I do it because I swear.
I do it because at some point these words have entered my lexicon and now it's too late for me.
Right.
But I don't want to. I try not to.
I do it so that it's more awkward when I'm hanging around kids and I go, fart.
And that fourth grader looks at me and he knows I was going to say the word fuck, and I know that he knows that I was going to say the word fuck, and we just have to live in that space.
Yeah, and there's that scene from A Christmas Story. See? This is a Christmas episode. I mentioned A Christmas Story.
We're almost there. We're at the finish line, I think.
So the witch kidnaps the fanboy, but it's okay. Hawkeye shoots maybe him, and then her.
He does shoot him. He totally shoots him.
The movie really made it feel like he shot him, but he seems to be fine later.
No, he does totally shoot him in this scene.
Okay.
And for a moment I thought he died. I was like, oh my god, did Hawkeye just kill his kid?
He was like, I'm not gonna let her kill you. Bam! Okay, well.
I'll kill you instead. That's some real supernatural shit,
that was
right?
like in Firefly.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, Serenity.
That was good. That was a good scene.
Uh-huh. So then he shoots the witch. And she's like, God, I'm so... Oh, rah. And then the White Witch attacks her and she kills the White Witch.
And Hawkeye gets a little, a brief, no, my lamp.
But it's different.
You carried a pumpkin really well once.
He doesn't even care about this lamp.
She cares. She cares so much. I could have been your lamp. I could have lit the way for you. And he's like, honestly, I could have just gotten one from IKEA. Bye.
Yes.
We never see this woman again. She doesn't even get a Star Wars burial.
No, he never cared about this woman, even on the surface level.
He's like, now that you've stabbed my lamp, I'm gonna action roll into getting hit with this shovel. Because Gretel shows up, and we get our final climactic fight as a dingy bar fight in a half-lit candy house.
And I was so furious during this fight, especially because they use the oven to chain her to it, and I was like, why are they not starting a fire. This
we
whole
have talked
movie
about
has been building
fire
up to burning witches, and it's like, why are they burning the witch?
We have not seen a single evil witch get burned since the beginning of this fucking movie, and I have been, the least you could do. The least you could do.
Literally
just set this
the
woman
least.
on fire. Just set this one, literally, this is writing 101. You have set up Chekhov's burning of a witch. Bring it back. You did it twice. You burned a bad witch, then you burned a good witch, your mom. I mean, you didn't do it, but it happened. This is the third time. Poetic cinema in threes. And they don't.
They just don't.
They beat the shit out of this woman over and over and over again.
And then Hawkeye gets his Paul Blart moment.
Hawkeye, he Paul Blarts the shit out of murdering this woman.
This is not how diabetes works. If you're choking somebody, you could probably finish her off before taking your insulin. The timer doesn't just go off and you immediately start dying.
God, if that was the case, I'd be so worried for so many people.
Yeah.
Because so many people I know who are diabetic, if they don't have those, auto insulin pumps, are just yeah, I'll just take it. I'll take it later.
I'll take it whenever. Yeah.
No, you'll die! Take it now! So she stabs the insulin into his thigh. They quip a little bit here.
Yeah, while this woman's just, chained up, they're like, oh, I hate you. Oh, I hate you, too. And it's like, fuck off, you assholes.
You don't get this. You haven't earned this. So they beat the shit out of her again. They put a shovel to her throat. And they cut her head off with the shovel. Mm-hmm. Which, honestly, if that's what you're gonna do, you know what? If you're not gonna set this woman on fire, have her take the I'm immune to fire potion then.
Yeah, that's fair. If the spell had worked, now, according to how they set it up, they needed to kill all the kids for that. Which, again, the way this movie works, I was certain no kids were going to die. I guess except for that one, that in the beginning. But the way the movie was set up, I was like, anybody under 18 is a lot safer than anybody over 18.
Yeah, because this movie's rated R, but it's not it's not gonna kill kids.
Right, except for the one time when they killed the kid.
Except for the one time when they totally killed that kid.
Yeah. Thematically, it would have worked better, still not worked well, because there were so many other problems. If she was immune to fire, and they had to figure out another way to kill her. Also, they already have fucking bullshit magic weapons. Why aren't they bullshit magic fire weapons? So that the theme could have worked.
Oh my god. Right? Something. Nerd Boy shows up. They show him her head. He throws up. Gretel gets a wand. Ending narration start.
Right, and the ending narration is Hawkeye being like, oh, now they know who we are. Like they didn't before, I guess.
I guess we before this movie, we were just famed witch hunters. Yes. And now we're famous witch hunters who also have magic.
Yeah, there are some good witches, but we're not kill all the others. And it shows them like...
Well, I love the line, there are good witches. Now we know that. Whoa, wait, hold on, motherfucker. Does that mean that it's possible that you guys were just murdering women who were not bad witches before now?
No, because they never killed anybody hot.
That's fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. It's absolute bullshit. And here's the thing, right? This ending narration ends, and I'm like, finally, here we go, credits. They're in the desert. They're quipping. They're talking about how they're gonna get 3 more witches to add to their car. Who's with them? Edward. Because again, we care about this ogre more than we care about the lamp that we left at Candy.
Why did they have a cart?
To carry all these dead witches, man.
But they've never carried a witch anywhere except when the witch was alive, so why are they doing it now? Maybe I guess to bounty?
Collect the bounty.
In that case, I would just take their heads. I mean, that's gross, but it's less work, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? The thing I said sucks, but still.
Yeah, no, right? I know. Listen, I didn't want to play in that space.
Or their wands. What if they took their wands?
Tony, I'm trying to get to the end of this movie. We're so close. Somehow it's not over because they're dragging these dead women through the desert and they show up and they break into this other woman's house who has the power of the Flash but with sand and they murder her and Gretel is like, you're not gonna have an open casket funeral because I'm gonna blow your head off with bullets.
God.
And then the movie finally ends. It's over. We're done. Tony, this episode isn't even that long. We've only been recording for an hour and 40 minutes, but I want to die.
Yeah, and I am going to cut like 20 minutes of that because it was like Star Wars and Discworld. Good old
I feel like I ran a marathon.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas. No one watched this movie. No one ever.
Happy
No one
holidays.
Obviously, this should go without saying. This is irredeemable trash. No one ever needs to see this for any reason. It's not even fun. Like, Van Helsing is at least fun in a way. Like, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes, so, break that up with some alcohol and a party.
Yeah,
but, like, this is...
Van Helsing, there is probably like a fan of Van Helsing that's pretty watchable.
Yeah, right? Like Topher Grace just got his hands on it and really cut it down to size.
Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters is, at best, a piece of stinky garbage that nobody ever needs to watch.
At worst, it is almost like a...
It is a
like
powerful
an omen.
strike against women in the War of the Sexes.
Dude, like, it is like a black omen. This movie here, and I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. This movie, to me, sincerely, is like the end of what the era of like grim, dark, edgy movies got us, right? Like, it started with 300, right?
Mm-hmm. Like,
this idea that like we're going to make these grim, dark, edgy movies, they're going to be so fucking violent and like for dudes, and like this is the culmination of that. Like, there is no art here. There is no purpose other than like we hate like it's not even about men being great. We just hate women in this movie. That's it. That's what the end of that fucking road is. I sincerely want to believe that this is the last time a movie like this gets a big Hollywood blockbuster release in January. I don't want movies like this ever. And you know what? If theaters die and a movie like this never gets put in theaters again, like, it's too fucking late. This should never have happened. I hated this from like beginning to end. Happy Christmas. Like,
yeah, happy holidays. I do think it's kind of funny that when I introduced these movies, I was like, hey, why don't we watch these movies so I don't have to talk about colonialization? And we happened to hit upon one of our other huge subjects on here, which is feminism. It's
been a hot minute since I had to take a break watching one of these movies. But I had to. I had there was a point. It was the hour marker, which was right after the terrible fucking like the sex equals rape scene.
Right.
Where I just stopped the movie and I just started like angrily washing dishes because I needed to do something.
It's just, even at its best, this movie was not fun.
At its best, this movie is a hot crock of shit.
Yeah.
That I just don't want to touch with the 10-foot pole because this movie doesn't have a best. It's the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, so this movie was miserable, and I wish it hadn't landed on our Christmas episode, but here we are. I'm gonna try to get this released by Christmas, fingers crossed.
Oh, yeah, that's a great Christmas drop. I hope you do it. You should, honestly, for that, you should play, I don't know, like a happy copyright-free Christmas jingle. I don't know if those exist.
Well, the one I played for us was Deanne Key's Santa on the Ice.
Nice. I like that name.
Yeah, it's a good name. I have a Lee Rosevere one from last year, I think, called Ukulele for Christmas.
Ooh. I think I liked that one when we did that.
Yeah. So I don't know, I might do that one as the intro and outro this time. Thank you for listening to Direct to Video. I have been your host, Tony Robusto. I forgot about the VHS.
No, did we introduce this episode?
Absolutely we did not, because I was doing my joke.
Oh, right. Well, we'll just leave that then.
And I stand by it.
No, it was good. It was really funny. It was a shining light at the beginning of a dark tunnel, man. Like, but we did it. We're out. We made it at the other side. I have been your host, Andy Reyes.
You can find me on Twitter at TheaterBats and on my website at inspiredbytrueevents.org.
You can find me on Twitter at royalty_valence, and hopefully by the time this episode comes out, you might be able to catch my other project at probably timehonoredpictures.com. I have to commit to that now because I've said it.
Oh, wow.
But in the Corona times, me and my partner have decided to try and start another movie podcast where that's right, Tony, I'm cheating on you.
You bitch.
Where we are going to watch every Oscar award winning Best Picture and Best Director movie ever.
I kind of want to hear your thoughts on Shape of Water.
I love that movie.
I watched it recently and I was like, this movie is so weird to have won Best Picture.
I fucking love it, man. There's a moment in that movie where it like becomes like an art house silent musical.
Yeah, no, it does.
And it's awesome. It's great.
It's so like weird and experimental and like,
and also like, a woman totally fucks a fish man. It's great. I think it, listen, I'm all about consensual monster fucking. Like, let's be there. That is the future that Guillermo del Toro has imagined for us. I think since Hellboy, and I'm there for it. I'm glad that he got to make it.
Cool. So,
but we'll get to it. Like, we're talking about almost 100 years worth of movies, dude. Like, we watched.
Where are you starting?
1929 with a 1927 film called Wings, a silent black and white film.
Oh my gosh.
That was apparently a lost film until like 2011.
Oh, that's amazing.
So we got to watch a free rip of it on the Internet Archive, and it's that episode should hopefully be out and dropped by the time this one comes out, or about the same time. I'm not sure, but it's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, you can find the podcast at direct2.video. For the last one, I didn't put a video on because I've been falling behind, and I moved and there's all this junk. I'll try to put a video up for this one. I hope that we said something funny at some point.
I bet we did. Like, it doesn't feel like it, but maybe separated from it. Because right now I'm just in this emotional place. I want to watch something nice.
Me too. Do we have like a Disney movie lined up or something?
Is that an option? We haven't done the Atlantis movies.
We could do the Atlantis.
We could do the Atlantis. Let's go back to our roots. We're gonna do both. We're gonna do Atlantis and Atlantis 2: Milo's Return. Hopefully in that order. But who knows, man? 2021, new year, new me. Obviously, we're gonna do it in the correct order.
Yeah, come on. That was miserable. Good talking to you. I'm the ghost of John Smith.
And I am internet dead. My phone is dying, but the great thing about having a Mac is that I could just open my notes in my computer.
Well, I'm cutting that out. I don't need to do advertising for Apple. Are we being
the last
paid
thing,
by
listen,
Apple?
yeah. Unless I'm getting that good, like unless the ghost of Steve Jobs is giving me those sweet billions, like no, that we could cut that out.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be morbid for them to like dress up the skeleton of Steve Jobs and have it walk across the stage to introduce the iPhone?
Do I think that would be morbid? Yeah, I do, Andy.
But would it be an amazing time?
People love the holograms of dead rappers, so you gotta assume that would work just as well.
I do want a hologram of Steve Jobs, but like over the skeleton, so you can kind of see through him and be like, is that a skeleton in there? What's going on?
Yeah, but that's just true for everybody all the time.
Yeah, right. Like if I could just Superman that life.